Hello, everyone. Welcome to Yoga Upload. I'm Maris Aylward. We are now starting our live Q&A. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're out there, go ahead and write something in the comments below. Let me know where you're watching from and if you can see and hear me clearly. I know I'm a few minutes late. Of course, the baby decided that he needed something right when I was about to start. um, Right, before we dive right in, as usual, just a few announcements. I am doing a sale on all of my videos. Can you hear the baby right here? Hold on. Hey, it's okay. Shh. Yeah, that's what happens when you're live. Life happens, right? Okay, I'm doing a video sale on my website. It's for buy one, get one free yoga video. As some of you know, you can download my YouTube yoga videos on your device. You can save it so you can watch it without internet. And that's great if you like to travel and you don't always have access to Wi-Fi, or if you just want to own the classes on your device forever. You buy them once and they're yours forever. So it's buy one, get one free right now. Spring sale 2019 is the discount code that you use. I'll put everything that I'm saying in the description box below after this broadcast. So you can just click on that link and get your favorite yoga uploaded videos. So that's spring sale 2019. And my second announcement before we start is our Patreon. So some of you know that you can support my channel, Yoga Upload, on Patreon by becoming a patron or a member. And what that means is you support the channel monthly. You make a donation of any amount every month. And that's on patreon.com, patreon.com/yoga upload. Again, I will write everything in the description box below. Right now, we have more than 60 patrons who are supporting Yoga Upload on a monthly basis. And I'm very, very grateful to all of you because that really helps me sustain the channel. I put all of these yoga videos on YouTube for free, so people who don't have the resources to go to yoga can access them. But making these videos also requires resources on my part. So financial support from subscribers like you, viewers like you, means so much to me, and it really helps me a lot. So thank you so much to our patrons. If you are interested in doing that, I'll have the link in the description box below. Or if you'd rather do a one-time donation, you can also do that on my PayPal, which I will also have the information in the description box below. So that's it. Those are my announcements. Let's start reading here some comments. And I also got some questions from you via email and some on Facebook, which I will answer today. So, all right. Hey, Carol Trottier, I assume, because you're from Montreal, is your name French? Carol. Hi from Montreal. Just discovered your channel and I love it. Chiropractor told me not to do yoga after I fell on my elbow in March, but with your hands-free, wrist-free sessions, I can still practice. That's so great, Carol. Thank you so much for joining us today. Yeah, I make the wrist-free, hands-free yoga videos for people with injuries or just people struggling to put weight on their arms or their shoulders, their elbows, their wrists, even without any injury, because they're maybe just starting a practice and they're still building their strength. And, poses like downward dog and plank, those are wonderful poses, but it takes time to learn them and get used to them and build strength to do them properly. So in the meantime, you can do the wrist free, or if you have an injury, then you can totally do the wrist free, hands-free yoga videos. That's one of my favorite things to do. And I think when I broached the topic to a yoga friend of mine, they were like, how are you going to do a flow without the vinyasa, without the down dog and the plank? And I'm like, I know how to do that. I will find a way. And so great. I'm glad that you are benefiting from that. And Carol, we were just in Montreal a few months ago, I was pregnant with my second baby when we went to Montreal. That was our first trip. Loved it. We were there for a week. I just loved everything. Loved the food, especially. All we did there was eat. So love, love, love Montreal. And I shot some yoga videos in Montreal too. I don't know if you've seen those. I have two videos that I shot in one of the parks there. So yeah. All right. Respectable new. Hey, my name's Andy. Could you talk to me about your channel? I'm new here. Yoga Upload is a yoga channel. I upload yoga classes, yoga pose tutorials, some Q&A and tips every now and then. So if you are interested in starting a yoga practice, I have beginners yoga videos. If you already have a practice, I have intermediate level yoga videos as well. So just check out, browse through the videos. I have 180 plus videos as of now. Mita Ahuja, hello. Hello, back to you. Sugar and Spice by Joyce. Hello, cuz. That is my cousin from the Philippines. Hi. Thanks for joining. I know that it is late at night there right now, so thanks for staying up, hanging out with me. All right, so all of you who are watching, feel free to write something in the comments, say hello, or if you have a question, you can bring that up right now, and I will do my best to answer. All right, I do have a question here that was sent to me via Facebook from Sylvie Delaney. All right, her question is, how do you stop beating yourself up if you are unable to do certain poses? For example, I cannot do chaturanga without causing shoulder strain. Should I persist or accept it's not a pose for me? Thanks. You're my favorite online yoga teacher. I live in Brisbane, Australia. All right. Thanks for your question, Sylvie. I really want to address that because I'm sure many yoga students out there struggle with some poses. Teachers struggle with poses. I can't do all of the poses, and there are just some things that I'm either not ready for, but will eventually be ready for, or just things that I should not do ever and will never be right for me. So two things, Sylvie. If there's a pose that you're struggling with, the first step is to determine if there are things that you can tweak, that you can improve to make the pose feel better for you. So make sure that you're in proper alignment. And your example was chaturanga. You said you can't do it without any shoulder strain. So the question is, are you in proper alignment? Are you distributing the weight evenly throughout your body and not just in your arms? And it starts with your plank. Like plank is a full body pose. It's not just your arms working there. Your legs and your core are working there as well. And same with the chaturanga. So I suggest you maybe seek out some pose tutorials. I have a pose tutorial on chaturanga. If you are struggling with any pose, see if I have a tutorial on it, or other YouTube yoga teachers. Ask me the question if there's some area that you need to work on. So first, determine if you're doing the pose properly. And second, maybe there are some underlying injuries you're not aware of that make certain poses hurt or feel very, very uncomfortable. So just make sure you're in good health physically to make sure you're not making anything worse. And then the third thing is, if after you've done everything that you can, you've built the strength and the flexibility and the mobility, you know you're in proper alignment, you've sought the help of a teacher, you've watched all the tutorials and it's still not working for you, then perhaps that is just not a thing that you do. Do a modified version of it, or if it causes sharp pain, avoid it completely. You should never feel any sharp pain in your joints. You should never feel extreme discomfort and suffering and misery when you're practicing. You do not want that. So there might first don't give up right away. Maybe explore and see what can be done. But you should also realize that if it is really not working, then you should let it go. For example, poses like Lotus or even a half Lotus, if your knees are vulnerable, if you have any knee pain at all, or if there's really limited mobility in the hips. And sometimes that's structural, just the way your bones are. Not your fault. You could practice for decades and still not be able to do Lotus. That's fine. Don't force it. Don't hurt your knees. So there are certainly some poses that are not for everyone and should not be attempted. So it takes time to learn that. Just be patient. Okay. What was the last person? Sugar and spice. Mita, I'm regular in yoga, but I have lower back stress. I am from India, Punjab. My stress. Okay, first the low back stress. What do you mean low back stress? Like low back pain? That would be very hard for me to address, not knowing any history or any other thing about you. There might be certain poses you need to avoid, or I don't know if that's from an injury or if there's just some tightness maybe in, like, pain in your lower back can mean so many different things. It could be muscle tightness that's not in the back that is causing that. So it'd be really hard. If there's any sharp pain, again, don't do certain poses, and just take it easy when you practice. All right. Anyone else? I have other questions here that were sent to me. Yeah, so I hope that addressed the, should I persist in pursuing a pose or should I accept that it's not for me? Again, there are several things you can do before you get to that point where you decide it's not for you. Unless from the get-go, it is extremely painful and it's just, it doesn't make sense to keep going. Another thing related to that, before I move on to the next question, sorry, I just remembered. If you're thinking about whether a pose is right for you or not, think about why are you striving to do the pose? What is your goal there? The point of yoga is not just so you can say, yay, I did the pose. So what? So what, right? The purpose of your practice is to help you in your health, physically, emotionally, mentally, psychologically. That's our purpose there. That's part of the purpose. So it's not just trying to achieve the shape of the pose and that's it. Like, yay, I've succeeded because I've done the shape. No, it's helping you physically, either building strength, improving your flexibility, your mobility, improving your breathing. So that's the purpose. And there are other poses that can do that. So you don't have to force yourself to do a certain shape that's not right for you. Again, think about what the goal and the purpose is. It's not just so you can do the pose. The pose is not the end goal. It is merely a tool for you to achieve your goal. So it doesn't matter which tools you use, meaning which poses you practice, as long as you are meeting your needs and doing what's right for you and not hurting yourself. So I hope that would be the most important point there, I think. All right. Mita Ahuja, no pain, no injury, it seems. Muscle tightness. So tightness, well, I have a lot of gentle yoga videos that are just seated stretches. So you can be very gentle on your body, just take it easy. We move into the poses slowly. We come out of it slowly. We take our time. We focus on the breath. And that should make it so you can relieve some of the tightness without kind of putting more stress on yourself. News and entertainment, how to minimize stress. Such a broad question there. Breathing, the breath work that we do in yoga can help with that, deep breathing. Just your yoga practice itself can help minimize stress because you are taking time for yourself to kind of disconnect from external stimuli, unplug for a little bit. That way, after your practice, when you come back out into the world, you're a little more refreshed. So breathing, your yoga practice, meditation practice, if you have one, can help with that as well. Monica, Hi, I have scoliosis. What are the poses I should not do? This has come up a lot, and I have said that injuries like that are not my specialty. They're not my expertise, meaning I'm not trained to um, treat people with certain conditions. But nothing extreme, just a very general. I'm sorry if it's not very helpful, but generally just avoiding any extreme poses, extreme forward folds, back bends, twists, and side stretches. You have to be just very gentle with yourself. And I know I need to do more research on specific conditions like that. So I'm sorry that is beyond the scope of my training to give any specific advice on that. All right. Hey, baby. All right, let's just do a time check here. We have another 15 minutes or so. Mita, very true about purpose of yoga. Yep. Same with Carol. Nicely said, I never thought of poses meeting my needs. Yes. Think of the poses as tools instead of thinking of the poses as goals. They are tools to be used to meet your needs, not goals to be achieved at whatever cost. Then it just kind of defeats the point of practicing. You're practicing for your well-being, for your health. And if the poses are destroying your body, then that totally misses the point. All right. Okay. I have another question here while I'm waiting for other questions from you guys. If I feel like we don't have a lot of people with us today, and that's okay. Maybe for once, I will actually stick to my 30-minute allotment of live Q&A if I don't get a lot of questions today. All right, I have one more here that was sent to me on YouTube. This was a question on YouTube from Cassidy Fennel. Okay. My question is, when it comes to Shavasana, I can't seem to get my back completely straight. My tailbone is always directly pointed to the ground, which causes my very lower back to be slightly arched. And no matter what, I can't get my tailbone to tuck under and straighten my lower back all the way. Is this bad, and should I try to correct it? I believe what you're saying, and I have the same thing when I'm lying down on my back, is your lower back is arched, meaning your lower back is not touching the ground, right? And that means your pelvis is tilted forward, so your tailbone is pointing back. So when you're lying down, your tailbone is pointing down. So what she's asking is that okay in that pose, or should you try to correct it? Okay. When you're in Shavasana, you want to be as comfortable as possible, right? And I find that when your pelvis is in a more neutral position and your lower back is as close to the ground as possible or touching your mat, then that feels better, at least for me and for a lot of people too. So my solution to that is to slide a bolster or a pillow or a rolled up blanket or mat under your knees or under your thighs. So experiment with the right positioning there. Just lift the knees up a little bit, and that will help kind of tilt your pelvis. So your tailbone is not going to be pointing down at your mat. It'll be more neutral. Your hips will be more neutral, and it will bring your lower back closer to the ground. And that will kind of ease that feeling of overarching. And yeah, so hips are more neutral, lower back closer to the ground, you'll be more comfortable. So you'll need that prop when you're in Shavasana, either a bolster, a pillow, or a rolled up blanket. And the size of that is really going to depend on you. So you can experiment with that. I have a Shavasana video where I guide you through that. And I believe I have something there about using a bolster under the thighs. Or just a few weeks ago, I posted a how to use yoga bolsters video tutorial. And the last pose that I described there is Shavasana, and how to make that more comfortable by using the bolster. So that really should help. I do that even when I sleep at night. I slide a pillow under my knees so that my hips can be more neutral and my lower back can be closer to my bed, because I sleep on my back. I've trained myself to sleep on my back. And so, like, I'm doing Shavasana and then I fall asleep like that. So that's it. Use a bolster, use some support. All right. It's Agnieszka. Hello, I'm late. I was on KFC. Guilty. That's okay. Carol, how do I know I'm choosing the right poses for my needs? I suppose I must identify my needs. Yeah, sure. You should probably investigate what is your purpose for doing yoga. What are your reasons? What are you getting out of it? What drew you to it in the first place? And that changes over time too. So you'll need to keep coming back and reevaluating your goals. But also, you don't have to overthink it. If you're practicing a flow, for example, and you feel that it is giving you the benefits physically and emotionally and psychologically, then you are meeting your needs. You don't have to be so strict about which poses are doing that or not. Again, obviously, if it's causing pain, then that might not be serving you. It should aim for, here's a good guide, aim for some discomfort. You want to get out of your comfort zone, right? You want to feel something. You want to build strength, and that will require some discomfort. You want to improve flexibility and mobility, that will require some discomfort. But extreme discomfort and pain, no. But slight discomfort, challenging your body and your mind, yes. So that would be a good tip to know if this is supposed it's right for you in the moment or not, right? Okay. What else do we have here? News and entertainment. Can yoga help in removing weakness of body? If you mean getting stronger, then yes. If the physical practice of yoga, if you are practicing something more vigorous, like a vinyasa or a power yoga, that will certainly help build strength in your body. So you're using your own body weight for the poses, and that can help build your strength. Okay. What else we got? Any other questions? Novak, yes. So I'm just reading through the chat here. Let's see if I missed anything. I'm so full. Yeah. KFC. All right. Let me look through some of my questions here. Oh, okay. I guess I can use this time to give you some updates. I just reordered all of my playlists on the channel so that it'll be easier for you to find what you need. So I have a top 10 yoga videos, kind of the most viewed yoga videos on the channel. So if you're new, or if you are recommending my channel to someone else and they've never experienced my teaching style before, they can start with the top 10 yoga videos, and that'll give them a good sample of what Yoga Upload offers. And then I have the total body vinyasa flow yoga, which I do a lot of. It's stretching and strengthening for the entire body, well-balanced routine. I have another section there for the wrist-free, hands-free yoga. Again, if you have any injuries, you don't want to put weight on the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, the arms. That's right there. So it's very clear right when you go to the channel. It's organized top 10 yoga videos, total body flow, wrist-free, hands-free yoga. And then I added a section there that's yoga classes with a peak builds towards a fun and challenging peak pose. So the last video that a few videos ago, I think the peak pose was your balancing half moon variation. So all the poses that are done before we get to the peak pose prepare your body to execute the peak pose. But don't worry if the peak pose is too challenging or intimidating. Don't worry about that. I always offer you options, as you know, if you've been watching the channel for a while. And then I also have the yoga classes arranged by length. So under 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 20, 30, 45, 60 minutes. So again, depending on how much time you have to practice, you can just click on that section and find the time, the length of class that's right for you. There's also yoga classes with a specific purpose or focus, meaning hip opening yoga classes or yoga for core and upper body strength. There's yoga for back bends or heart opening. There's seated only yoga, standing only yoga. So I organize that so you can very easily find what you're looking for there. What else did I include? So yeah, the yoga pose tutorials, the Q&As, the vlogs. I have some yoga product reviews. I haven't done that in a while, but I do have some reviews of yoga mats. I always get a lot of questions about yoga mats, like people slipping on their yoga mat, not being able to hold the pose. So if that is a problem for you, check out my yoga mat reviews and yoga towel reviews so you can find the mat that works for you. Everyone's going to be different on that. What else? Yoga pose tutorials, Q&As, Vinyasa Essentials tutorial series is there. And so everything has been organized for you to easily find what you're looking for. If there's something you can't find, you can always message me and ask me. If you follow me on Facebook, Yoga Upload with Maris Aylward, or on Instagram, same thing, Yoga Upload with Maris Aylward. I'd love to see you there and connect with you there. All right, we only have 2.5 minutes left. Let's just go through what's going on here. Not a lot. Carol, thanks, much appreciated. You are welcome. Agnieszka, I try to do more back bends, but I can't. I don't know why. What sort of back bends do you try to do? Again, think about the purpose. The point is not just to be able to do the back bend. So back bends is spinal extension when we arch like this. So you're lifting the chest, let's say, and you are, so it's more on your thoracic spine, your upper spine that you are working there. So a back bend would typically require strength in the back muscles and opening in the front. So there's stretching that's happening across the chest, the shoulders, and the belly. Depending on the back bend, it'll be like different degrees. So if you maybe you need to just work on some spinal flexibility. Maybe there's tightness across the front of your body, chest, shoulders, abdominal area. So you'll need to kind of work on that to open that up more. But again, the point is not just so you can do the back bend. The back bend serves a purpose. Okay. My low back is not working well. Sometimes when people try to do back bends, they overarch the lower back instead of focusing the back bend on the upper part of the spine. So just be aware that you are not overly arching that lower back. Keep the focus on the upper part of your body, upper part of your torso. All right. Okay, I think I'm going to be able to keep to my 30-minute allotment. We didn't get a lot of questions today. That's okay. Before we go, just some videos coming up next. I have a Vinyasa yoga for beginners. It's about a 45-minute class that I'm going to be posting in a few weeks. Some tutorials. Warrior 3 yoga pose tutorial. Warrior 3 is a pose that I love to do and I love to teach. And sometimes it can be problematic. It's pretty challenging for a lot of people. So I have a tutorial on that. where we discuss the benefits of the pose, proper alignment, mistakes to avoid, and some modifications and variations you can do. And I'm also starting a new vlog series on tips, yoga tips. So I'll have tips for new yoga teachers. I'll have tips for just yoga practice tips for beginners and even for experienced people. And I'll keep doing Q&As for you as questions come up. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, check the description box below if you are interested in supporting Yoga Upload, either making a one-time donation on PayPal or a monthly donation on Patreon. Everything will be in the description box below. All right. Just one last thing here. Oh, okay. Last message. Hey, Maris, just wanted to thank you for your great videos. You are such a lovely gal. Well, thank you very much, Lee Mew. Sorry, I hope I didn't mispronounce that too much. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you have any other questions, write them in the comments below. And I will see you in our next video. Thanks. Bye.